Welcome to the talk show Life Stories with Mark Hoberman. The goal of this show is to provide a learning experience to people of all ages, with guests from various fields in academics, a wide range of industries, and insight into the many forms of art, athletics, and entertainment. We hope you enjoy the show. Model, actress, makeup artist, and entrepreneur, Charis Michelsen is today's guest. Charis talks about her career in entertainment and will also discuss some very exciting and new projects.
Hello and welcome to the talk show, Life Stories with Mark Hoberman. My guest today is model, actress, and makeup artist and entrepreneur, Charis Michelsen. Charis has a lot to share with us, so let's get started. All right, Charis Michelsen, welcome to the show.
Thank you. It is a pleasure to be with you, Mark.
So nice to have you. Charis, you have so many titles attached to your name. So I just have to ask, when did it all start?
Well, I've been creative since I was a little kid, but when I landed in New York City, when I was 18 years old, I got scouted on a street corner by a photographer for Harper's Bazaar magazine. And that was the beginning of my modeling career. And that led to an acting career. And that led to my beauty career. And that's where I'm at now.
Yes, hence all
short answer.
Yes, hence all those titles that we'll be discussing later. But I have to ask you, I've seen too many Law and Order SVUs. So when I hear I was discovered on the street corner, whatever, of Manhattan, and with all the unsavory people and stuff, how did that go? Because, you have to be very careful, you have to be very savvy, and obviously it worked out phenomenally for you. But so how did that modeling start? You were, if somebody came up to me and I was 19 and said, "Do you want to model?" I'd probably fall down. Oh my God. So, so how did you go from that first, "Hey, we like your look," to "Let's get into the studio"? Because then you have to have the headshots and you have to have all the pictures taken.
Well, he asked me what agency I was with for starts, and I didn't have an agency. And he asked me if I wanted to do a test photo shoot, and I didn't really know what that was. And I sussed him out. He seemed legit. And so I did a test photo shoot with him. My gut just said, he's the real deal. And he turned out to be the real deal. And I was also, in New York, I was scouted a lot. So people coming up to you on the street was kind of a normal thing, I guess, at least for me. So I had a lot of great connections from talking to people on the street. Like magazines asked me to be in them from seeing me on the street. And I got a commercial and a print campaign from someone coming up to me on the street. And so it was kind of normal. And I happen to find the people in Manhattan lovely. Like, I know there are creepers, but most people are pretty amazing. So I've had a lot of good experiences, which I'm so grateful for. I'm grateful that it didn't turn out the wrong way.
Absolutely.
Dead in a ditch somewhere.
Yeah. And a Law and Order SVU episode, we don't want that. It's filmed in Manhattan. Charis, so often we know the glory, but not the story. So we know the glamour associated with modeling and the photo shoots. But what are some of the struggles that we rarely hear about? It's much more demanding. And I'm not saying it's not glamorous, but it's much more demanding than the average person knows. So what can you tell us about those struggles and the demands of the modeling business?
Sure. Well, for me, my struggle was always my height, because I'm shorter for a model. So I would be brought in for to an agency, because I was scouted a lot, actually. And I went into an agency once, and they loved my pictures. This photographer did a whole spread on me with like all the top supermodels, who were in his book. And they wheeled me in, and he said, "Wear sneakers, do flats." And I used to do a little trick where I would wear really tall shoes and long jeans. And so I would kind of be on stilts. So no one really noticed, but I was in flats that day. So they were like, "Pass." But that was probably my biggest challenge, was my height with regard to, not getting jobs or getting jobs. It just, to me, it was, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. I'll get jobs when I'm supposed to get jobs. And I'm glad when other people got jobs. So it wasn't like, "Oh, she got that job. It's not fair." So I had a pretty positive experience with it. You're not going to be right for every single job. And my modeling career kind of took a turn pretty quickly into acting. So it was enjoyable. I loved it. I have some amazing stories and good experiences. Like, for example, Serendipity is a restaurant, or was a restaurant in New York that was affiliated with Andy Warhol. And I love Andy Warhol. And they asked me to do they had a lip balm. It was their hot cocoa lip balm. And so they asked me to be the lips for that lip balm. So that was cool for me. So I've had some, neat experiences meeting interesting people, well-known people, and then, just fun stuff that makes, it's personal for me. So like, it was really cool to be the lips for the lip balm.
That does sound exciting, but you mentioned something. So you have so many successes in modeling, and some people stay in modeling, and that's it. And it's fine. They have a great career in that. There isn't always the succession of modeling, acting. So you mentioned switching and pivoting to acting. What led to your decision to become an actress?
Again, it was kind of by accident. I went to New York to study art at Parsons School of Design to be a fashion designer. And so within 2 weeks, I got scouted to model. And so my, career sort of went a little bit of a different direction. So I would be in class and my pager would go off. Remember those? And so I would have to.
This must have been about
out and go to
this happened in 1920. Was this about 1920? The page went off in 1920.
1888. I hold up well. I've got.
Yes, you look good. 112. You look very good.
Thank you. Yeah. So, I was sent out to audition for a movie, and it was like a horror film. Just one of these sort of probably B-level, blood and guts, experiences. And I ended up booking that. And the producers offered me the lead on their next project. So I, just kind of went from, not having acted professionally before. I did theater when I was in school, but not professionally had I acted. So I got this movie, and that led to more movies. And I was on the cover of magazines because of that movie. And then I was scouted by Liv Tyler, the gorgeous and talented actress Liv Tyler, and her beautiful mother, Bebe Buell, who's an amazing singer, at a rock concert. And they wanted to know who I was. And at the time I had been doing movies. And so Bebe wanted to become my manager. And she introduced me to a great agency called Innovative Artists, and a different modeling agency that Liv was with called IMG. And so I ended up working with her, which was an amazing experience, and working with really, incredible and talented and legendary people like Martin Scorsese. So it was a real blessing. So that's how I went from modeling into acting, from a small town in Oregon to New York City, to modeling, to an acting career. And then I got into beauty because I would be on sets, and I loved watching makeup artists and the stylists do what they did best. And I like to hang out in their trailers and just watch like a fly on the wall, because it was so related to fine art, where I ended up becoming inspired to get my makeup artist certification. And then I ended up doing spokesperson work for one of the world's top 5 luxury cosmetic companies, nationally and internationally. And I know you didn't ask me the question, but I'm just going, Mark. Is that okay?
That's okay. I'm sure the question was on here anyway, so you go, girl.
Okay. So then I was working with people, nationally and internationally, and they would ask me, how do I look my best? And I knew some good information because I had worked with the top makeup artists and stylists, and then I found that there was information that was missing. And I really wanted to help people because it is very important to feel your best. And when you look your best, it contributes to that. And they've actually found that it can boost your immune system. So it has some really positive effects beyond vanity. So I thought, well, let's figure this out. I really wanted to be able to help people. So I went to work and figured it out and came up with what I call the Universal Beauty Standard System, which is a science-based system for prescribing the right thing for you to do to look your best. And it's based in the principles of balance and symmetry. So
it's personalized. It's not just, okay, everybody do this. It's you do this. I bring my friend in. No, you do this. So it's
absolutely
personalized. Okay.
Absolutely. Well, that's what everyone wants. The celebrities go from looking like, regular, plain, maybe pretty people to looking absolutely amazing on the red carpet or in their, in their professional life, because they've had a team of people that know what they're doing. And they can say, well, you look good with a little bit of eyeliner just right here. And it just makes all the difference in the world for that person. So I wanted to find out how each person could be their own celebrity, could have that attention to themselves so that they could, look their best each and every day. And so I wrote a book per a suggestion of a dear friend of mine. She said, you've got to write a book. You can't just, you travel and you talk to people one-on-one or maybe up on stage and with a lot of people, but you don't have that one-on-one. You can't have that one-on-one with everyone because you're not going to meet everyone. So she's like, write a book. So I did. And then I didn't want to leave the guys out because guys like to look good too. And so I wrote a book for men. So my book for all sexes is called Hollywood Beauty, The Art of Star Makeup. And the book for men is called Grooming for Men, From Dirty to Polished. So I wrote those books and I thought, well, they need illustrations. So I did all the illustrations for the books, and those are on their way to coming out. And then I thought, well, I need to also apply the Universal Beauty Standard System to clothing because, your makeup looks good or your hair looks good or your eyebrows look good, but what about the rest of you? And it applies to everything else. So I wrote 2 more books. And then I realized no one wants to read like this much information, right? So make it easy for people. So I created an algorithm and to map out this artificial intelligence stylist that would do all the work for you. So once you put in a little bit of your information, you end up with all of the choices that would be appropriate for you. And then it would be up to you to choose. So I don't want to dictate personal style to anyone. I just want to be the filter that gets rid of all the stuff that doesn't look good on you so that you save your money, and so that businesses who sell products that are fashion related or beauty related don't have to get a lot of returns. So it's a win-win. So you won't waste your money. You'll like what you're wearing, and then, the businesses will do well too. So that's being built right now.
That's great. That's so exciting because, you go model, actress, entrepreneur, it just keeps going, keeps going. Some would argue if I said, could you make me look better on the show? You might have to write a magic book. But
no,
but
you're looking fine.
Yes, thank you. I'd be intimidated going to dinner with you, being a friend or something, because I'd be sitting there going, I know she thinks I shouldn't be wearing this shirt. I know she thinks I should be doing that. And, when you're sitting with someone who's an expert you can tap into, that's kind of exciting too. But it's interesting. It wasn't lost on me that you said, I did the artwork for the book and you did the drawings because of that Parsons background, I'm guessing. It wasn't that they said, oh, let me do this because I don't want to give it to somebody else. So you opened up by saying you've always been a creative. You didn't open up with, oh, I've always loved beauty. I've always loved fashion. So for you, it is about being creative. But I think, speaking on behalf of many of the men I know, we don't realize how we can be helped. It's not just this color shirt or this kind of hairstyle. We're not going to wear the lipstick and the rouge and the eyeliner and things like that. So what are some things you suggest to help men look and feel their best?
Sure. Well, I would start with eyebrows. I see a lot of eyebrows that need pruning, and I do. And it's a really simple thing to do. And my prescription for eyebrows for men is very different than that for women. Like, women, we have the arch. Men, the arch is not appropriate. It'll create a more feminine eyebrow. So I would address the eyebrows. Just keep them pruned. And in my book, you'll be able to learn about how to use a dot method to groom your eyebrows perfectly for your bone structure. That's one of my inventions. Is I have created a dot system where, based upon your own bone structure, you create the eyebrow shape that's appropriate for you. So everything looks pretty good on you right now. Yeah, your skin looks good. I mean, but just, I think eyebrows are a number one thing for men. And then also your hairstyle. A lot of times men will, they'll grow a big beard and maybe they won't have a lot on top, but beard style and hairstyle should kind of echo one another in order to be the most balanced. So I would also consider that if you're a guy, if you're going to go with, like, for example, longer hair, a beard totally works. Like, like a scruffy, it's kind of a sexy look, 1960s kind of vibe. But if you're totally clean, let's say you're clean on top, it's better to be clean here too. Otherwise, it's a little unbalanced. You get a long beard and then you're clean up here. So I would also consider that if you're a man. And then other little things that are easy to forget, like, for example, if you get hair in your ears, get rid of that. Have a dear friend just, do it for you, or your partner. And then a little bit of lip balm that is non-shiny. You can get a matte type of a lip balm so that your lips are hydrated in the winter, particularly in the East Coast.
Right.
It can get really dry. So I would do a little bit of matte lip balm. Those are the cosmetic-y things. Also, men can exfoliate their skin. I would do it a couple times a week. You can find products that can do this, or you can just take a little bit of sugar, like plain old white sugar, and you can massage that into your skin and then rinse that off. It's an excellent exfoliant. It's super cheap. Also, sunscreen. So many men forget about sunscreen, and it's so important because you don't want to get skin cancer. So you need to put sunscreen everywhere that the sun can hit. So if you're, clean up here, you put a little up here, and then also don't forget here and your arms and your hand, particularly your left arm. When you're driving and that arm's hanging out, it gets darker than the other arm. So you want to wear that sunscreen. It'll also prevent aging. It's the sun is the number one cause of aging. So if you can protect your skin from the sun, you will stay younger looking longer.
That's amazing. And I'm also hearing some things that if people do the opposite, they don't look their best. And I'm not demeaning what you said, but it sounds so easy if you have the knowledge to look better than you do, if you just know those things, because that's golden information. I mean, I've never heard of 90% of what you just said. I'm sure my wife has heard of more, but I'm sure she didn't hear about 70% of the things you just said. So I think that's golden information for the viewers. And it's so interesting. It's almost like a science behind it. So in closing, we have about a minute left. So how would people purchase your system and apply it?
Okay, well, my system is not for sale.
Okay.
I did trademark it.
Okay.
But the books will be available for sale soon. They can go to my website, charismichelsen.com. That's charismichelsen.com. And they can take a look inside the books, and they can also sign up to be notified of when they're available for sale. And then the artificial intelligence stylist will be available once it's finished being built, and it's on the way. And I've been told by my guys that we're almost done. So that's done soon.
It's like watching, something boil. You're ready to go. So it's
right now, yesterday.
Enough, sure.
Yeah. So, and that will be available on an online platform called Fashion Style Beauty Network, which is ready to go as soon as the AI stylist is finished.
Outstanding, outstanding. But in knowing you, and you go from this to this to this, I know you're already on next Thursday. I know your mind is always going. So what is next for you? Because there's no way you're sitting home waiting for these books to come out. What's next in that brain of yours? I know you're doing something.
Well, it's funny you ask. I have a TV show that I am working on getting launched. It's called Fashion Style Beauty. It's like Anthony Bourdain's Parts Unknown, except it's not food and travel, it's fashion, style, and beauty with added education. And then there is another TV project that I am working on, and also a product line that has products that promote good health, cosmetic products and other products. So I am working with some people on developing that. And so that's what I'm working on right now.
Well, is that all? I mean, that's just so exciting. I wish you the best of luck when the books come out. We're going to put the information that you said on here. And Charis Michelsen, thank you so much for being here with us today and talking about fashion and giving us hints that we should have sold. We should have said, if you want to look thinner, press this button. If you want to look taller, press this button. So I can't thank you enough for being here. It's just a pleasure having you. Thank you so much.
Oh, it's my pleasure, Mark. Thank you.
Thank you. Take care now. Bye-bye.
You too.
Thank you for watching Life Stories with Mark Hoberman. To contact Mark, email him at info@lifestorieswithmarkhoberman.com or visit him on social media through Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and LinkedIn. Thank you for watching Life Stories with Mark Hoberman.